welcome back to episode number 2.
Still bored?
Still bored? Yep, we are.
Yep.
Don't have a name for the show yet, so if you're that bored, help us take a one. Please. Anyway. Lots of energy tonight, Max.
Yeah.
I think we're still tired from this past weekend. I know I am. Anyway, tonight we would like to kick it off by wishing a happy belated birthday to Michael Jackson. Wonder how many kids he had on his cake, Max?
How many kids he had on his cake? I don't know. How many did he want popping out of it?
I don't know.
Happy birthday, child rapist. But you make good music.
Yeah,
I'll give him that. I actually don't think he raped the kids.
I don't think he probably did anything either. I think he, in his own little world, I think he thought what he was doing was alright.
I think he just has a skewed sense of reality when it comes to things. He kind of lives in a crazy land, and I don't know. He's Michael Jackson.
Yeah, for the most part, harmless. It's just, yeah.
Don't leave your kids with him, but, I mean, I'm sure he won't rape them.
Yeah. Could just throw them over a balcony.
Yeah, that South Park episode was great with Michael Jackson and Blanket. Okay, news of the day of the past week and such. Start with front page news material. We made fun of Senator Larry Craig last week. I know his name this time. And apparently he went back. He's kind of going back and forth on his defense. He's like, I'm going to resign. And then, oh, by the way, if I'm found not guilty, I'm not going to resign. Or if the case is dismissed, I'm not going to resign.
Yeah. And
I don't know if you've known, if anyone out there has seen it, but you can actually listen to the police video. I don't know, I'm assuming it was real, but I'm a sucker for stuff like that, where on YouTube or something, where they actually had the interrogation video or audio, and the police officer guy was, I don't know, basically saying, and then he was like, I'm very wide-legged, and that's why I might have touched your foot, I didn't pay attention. He's like, well, how many times did you reach under the stall? And he's like, I don't know how many times I've reached under the stall, and no one's thinking, how often do you reach under the stall in the...
Next to never?
Yeah, I mean, even if someone were to drop something, and if it like, came onto my side, I'd kick it back over. I would...
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no... He should just resign. Actually, no, he shouldn't resign. He should try and keep going, because I like it when Republicans get bad things happening to them.
He probably could run again and win, just like the mayor of Washington.
Well, he can run in Ohio now.
Yep.
Ooh, making fun of people who died 5 hours ago. Yeah, so go Senator Larry Craig and try eHarmony. Oh, eHarmony doesn't allow homosexual dating, though. Try Adult Friend Finder. And Leona Helmsley died sometime in the past week, apparently. And she left $12 million to her dog, no money to her kids, $100,000 to her chauffeur, and she requested that her dog be buried next to her when it dies. Her dog's name is Trouble. And she also put in like $3 million or something ridiculous like that to keep her gravestone, or her like her tower. What are they called? Mausoleums or something?
Yeah.
Where the whole family's buried in the same... Well, anyway, to keep it clean for all eternity for $3 million. Leona Helmsley is crazy. Yeah. Was crazy until she died. And I'm sure a lot of people miss her. I mean, how many nice things have you heard about her dying? Like, Leona Helmsley died. Let's get Donald Trump to say something about her, because he hated her. Who can we get that liked Leona Helmsley that can talk about her? Well,
we have her puppy.
Yeah, he pretty much turned into that Brian Wilson guy. She was like the female Brian Wilson. Yeah. Like, just went crazy, and I don't know. And the person, she left her dog to her grandson or something, and he said he doesn't even want the fucking dog.
Yeah. What are you looking at?
I was just making sure it was recording.
The big like, R-E-C on the right side?
I can't see. Oh. But yeah.
moving on to more exciting news for us.
Hey, old
What?
people dying is exciting.
Yes, but not as exciting as the new iPod they're releasing. Yeah, well, for us tech geeks, that's kind of interesting. Apple announced several things today.
I'm going to eat for this one.
He's going to eat for that one. They have reinvented, not necessarily reinvented, but they're redoing the iPod. They're calling it the iPod Touch. It's basically going to be the iPhone minus being able to call somebody. So they're releasing that soon. Excuse me. But the only problem with that is they're releasing an 8 gig and a 16 gig. That's not enough for me personally. I have a 60 gig iPod right now, and so 8 or 16 gigs is not going to be enough. But they are releasing the classic version of the iPod for $400, and it's going to be 160 gigs. And it's going to be only 8 millimeters thin. It's going to be thinner than any other iPod they have released. And they're also releasing new shuffles, new nanos. The new nanos will have video screens. So just a lot of stuff coming from Apple. But I have a feeling that before the holidays, the new iPods will have more space on them because people will be pissing and moaning that, I don't have enough room on this. I want one, but I don't have enough room. So I'm sure they'll.
I know I will be.
Yeah. Not.
I have an iPod Shuffle that I bought like 3 years ago, and I keep it in with the pens on the little pen holder in my desk. I used it for one trip.
See, I like mine because I can go through and I like to change music all the time. So having CDs or anything, it's just.
Well, you pretty much have to use CDs because, I mean, you can't really use LimeWire or any of that. Well, you can, and plenty do, but
Yeah.
not supposed to. So I don't know how. Honestly, like, what 10? They can hold 40,000 songs. Like,
4 gig shuffle.
nobody has that many songs unless they've acquired it questionably.
Yeah. Or, I mean, if you have friends like I do who are like, hey, I have this album. Let me give it to you. Hey, you know what? I got this album.
Oh yeah.
So
I did bum some albums from people.
So I've done that. Very nice, very nice. So, I mean, that's where, a good portion of my music and other friends' music come from is just distributing it among your friends. So.
Hey, and good news for all those Microsoft users. The Zune price went down to $199. Good job. How many people bought them? Like 5 or 6?
I know of 2 people.
Yeah, 2 people who bought them.
In the DC area.
So they can share with each other.
They can. So.
How much were they before?
They were close to $300-400 depending on which version you got. So they're comparable to the iPods, but
nobody got them.
Nobody really liked them. I didn't like them.
Did they have blue screens of death appear on the little nano screens?
I think I know somebody who, not necessarily on their Zune, but on their computer it calls a blue screen of death.
Really?
I think. There was something, I'd have to go back and talk to said person to find out, but yeah, I think it kind of messed up their computer for a little bit.
Well, apparently they're designing, I don't know, I wasn't kind of listening to what you were saying, but apparently they're designing the new iPod to look like the new iPhone, to have that sort of touch-based, did you talk about that? New touch-based memory thing, or organization aspect of it, and that's what I hated about the iPod before. I never actually had one, but I've used friends and the spinning around the little wheel thing. I don't know. Everyone's used to it, but I just didn't like it that way. I was like, can't they just? I don't know.
I used to have a Samsung that I really liked that you would click through, and when that busted, the only thing that had the size and anything else that I wanted was the iPod. And I was like, my first complaint was I didn't like the whole wheel aspect of it.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? I'll get used to it, and I have. So I mean, to me, it doesn't bother me anymore. I like my iPod. That's just me.
Huh. Speaking of pizza, we
yes.
We recently last week in our unopened box of pizza we got this.
Can they even see that?
We can zoom in on it.
Zoom.
I have
Zoom.
Yeah, hold that up.
There we go.
Look at it sideways. Yeah, that's an Oreo pizza from Domino's. Since we didn't get our funding from the hard lemonade or whatever watermelon crap you got last week, or my Miller Lite, we're gonna try and get sponsorship from
Domino's.
This is good shit.
Oh yeah.
And we have reached our halfway mark.
Halftime.
So come back and see us later. Get to work.